What is up, gang? It's Deltia from DeltiasGaming.com, back with a video on the best race, best class. I spent 2,000 hours in this game, yes, 2,000 in over 1 year, and I want to share with you what I think is the best class, best race, and then also give some options. So whether you want to heal, tank, DPS, or do a hybrid, I'm going to give you some options so that way you guys on consoles are prepared to pick your class and race. Let's go start off with the Dragonknight first. So very first up we have the Dragonknight. The Dragonknight excels at fire damage. It's pretty good for new players to use, and one of my favorite classes, probably in any game to be truthful with you. You look really cool, you have a bunch of damage, and really good survivability. So what I recommend is number one, the Dunmer. Dunmer is made for the Dragonknight with extra fire damage, resistance to fire, magic, and stamina. It's a really powerful choice. So if you're going to take probably the best combo for a pure Dragonknight, I would go Dunmer. Overall, that's my number one choice. Now, if you wanted to go strictly tank, I know I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Nord is actually a really good choice. Doesn't have a whole lot for resources, but the damage mitigation is truly remarkable, especially in high-end content. But stay away from the Nord if you want to fulfill multiple roles or do something else besides tanking. Now, if you wanted to play stamina-based DPS, I like the Imperial. Imperial costs money to get, but overall it has some awesome passives with max stamina making you hit very hard. So if you wanted to go stamina, play that. If you can't afford Imperial Edition, Redgar, Bosmer are both really good choices. If you want to be a healer, what should you be? Breton. I really like Breton for the reduced magicka cost. It's very overall a great race. It has resistance to magic, which also spell resistance, which could be applied to being a vampire as well. So Breton as a caster, overall pretty good, but you cannot beat a Dunmer Dragonknight and update 2.0. So if you're thinking about rolling a Dragonknight, highly recommend, no matter what role you're doing, no matter what content you're doing, to go Vampire, Dunmer, Dragonknight. Next up we have the Nightblade. So if you want to play a Dragonknight, you want to be up in the front. If you want to play a Nightblade, you're looking for the sneaky rogue type character. The Nightblade, in my opinion, excels at stamina based DPS. Burst, high burst, high damage, and using weapons. Dual wield, bows, that type of thing. So if you're attracted to that, play a Nightblade. Now, what race would I want to be? Imperial Nightblade. That's a strong choice. I think it's number one. Number 1A would probably be a Bosmer. The Imperial has huge amount of health and stamina. The more stamina you have, the harder you hit. But the Bosmer has stamina regeneration, and it also has the stealthy bonus, allowing you to hit harder from out of stealth. Both are really good combos. I'm playing the Khajiit, which is also another good combo, but doesn't have the stamina regeneration or overall stamina the other two have. So if I were to play a Nightblade, I would definitely pick an Imperial right now, the way the game is. So some other options, if you're magic, probably want to go Breton. The reduced cost, spell resistance is really good. If you want to go tanky, you also could go Imperial as well. Imperial is very good because you can dump extra attribute points into magic if you want to have a safe racial choice. As a healer, once again, Breton. Anything to do with magic, I really recommend that because you're going to want to use funnel health as your main source of DPS, so high health just doesn't work. If you're going to go pure PvP, I really think Bosmer is the best choice for that stealthy, awesome bonus. So Nightblades, once again, are stealthy, up in your face, they excel at stamina-based DPS. I really like the Bosmer or the Imperial choice overall to make an awesome Nightblade. The Sorcerer truly rocks at magic. Yes, you can play at stamina, but I really like magic, staves, that type of thing. And Sorcerers excel at lightning-based damage. What the best combo I've came across, and one of the best overall, is High Elf. You get elemental damage, more magic in combat, more magic regeneration, it's just super powerful. So I like the High Elf as my combo for the Sorcerer. Now, Sorcerer has some of the most unique and interesting abilities. It's harder to play for newer players, but at endgame it is ultra powerful. You have Streak, so you're zooming around the battlefield, you have a lot of range, and Burst if you're playing Magic. So think about if you want to play PvP and have Burst kind of like a Nightblade, but yet use Magicka, Sorc is the best choice. High Elf's a really good choice. Breton as well is also a really good choice. I would stay away from the Dark Elf though. You really want the elemental damage from the High Elf. So if you're going to play Stamina on a Sorc, the Sorc does not have a whole lot of stamina regeneration built into its class, so I would definitely recommend a Bosmer over an Imperial. If you're going to be a tank, resources matter. Once again, Imperial would be a strong choice, and also so would be a Nord. Sorcs have a lot of mitigation built in through their abilities inside their classes. So if you stack that on top without the self-heals, you could really make a sturdy tank using a Nord, but you would be pretty much without a lot of resources. So Sorc, really powerful PvE and PvP. I would probably recommend High Elf by far, because you will watch the lightning damage just blow by enemies. Last but certainly not least, we have the Templar. Templar is best suited as a Breton. Why? Reduced magic cost, you have extra magic, and spell resistance. Templars make the ideal healers in this game. They really do. They excel at healing due to Breath of Life. So if you're looking for a healer class, think about Templar. Also, Templars excel at DPS now. They used to be the brunt of all the jokes for DPS, but not so much anymore. Stamina and Magicka. You have a ranged finisher. You have some good, unique abilities like Repentance that can get stamina based off of corpses. And you have the powerful Jesus Beam, also known as Radiant Destruction. So if you're thinking about a build that you want something sturdy, but the flexibility to fit all the roles involved in this game, Templar. Right now, my favorite build is probably the Omega Templar. It's sturdy, it's powerful, but you lack the speed. So overall, think about what you want to do. If you don't know, it's a safe bet to stick with a Breton or an Imperial Templar. Once again, Nords are okay, but you want the stamina health from an Imperial, probably more so than damage reduction. And Breton is a really good choice if you want to go magic-based DPS or healer, but overall, you can't beat an Imperial for the safe choices. DG website, and the reason I want to stop by here today is to show you that I have an ESO racial passives detailed, comprehensive list of what each race does and why it's important. So if you want to be an orc, let's say on not the Daggerfall Covenant, you have to buy the Explorer's Pack. It's a small investment, but I highly recommend it. So we talked about the good, let's talk about the bad and the ugly. Orc, do not like it. So it has basically some unique ability which would reduce sprint cost and increase damage on charge by 6%, but it has the very, very weak Robust, increase health regeneration combat. Terrible. You have Brawny, which increases health and stamina by 6%, which is okay. But these other two are just way, way more powerful, Breton and Redguard. So the Orc, I really think, lacks in the Daggerfall Covenant. Ebonheart Pact, Argonian, is the weak one here. It has increased healing received. A lot of people think this is increased healing, but no, it only applies to you. It has maximum health and poison resistance, which is nice, but only 3% maximum health, when the Imperial has 12 and 10% stamina. You can see the difference. Look at all the Dark Elf, what it has. It has more stamina, more magic, fire damage, so on and so forth. Much better choice. The Nord is also weak. Why? It has only cold resistance and max health by 3%. It has the ugly Robust passive. I do not like either of these racial choices. Moving on to the good old Aldmeri Dominion. I love the Wood Elf because now it has extra stamina. It has a stealthy. I'm not too fond of the Khajiit, to be honest. Why? It has the good old Robust passive. I do not like Robust. It does make up for it though with extra critical, but it doesn't have anything for max stamina or health, making it one of the weaker ones in Aldmeri Dominion. So, stay away from those. Now, people will say, yes, you can still be a really good build with those non-optimal races, and that's 100% true. But if you're going to spend 1,000 to 2,000 hours on a character, make sure you make the right choice, because it does matter. At level 15, not so much. At VR 14, with 1,000 hours in full legendary gear, you will definitely be able to tell the difference. So come here if you're not sure before you pull the trigger on your racial choices.